Death, the one thing that unites every human being who has ever lived. Kings and peasants, warriors and philosophers, billionaires and beggars, all of them eventually meet the same end. But what if that was about to change? Right now, in secret labs and futuristic research centers across the world, some of the wealthiest and most powerful people on Earth are pouring billions into one goal: conquering death itself. This is the race for immortality. And the question we must ask is not only can we defeat death, but also should we? Humanity's eternal dream. Since the beginning of time, human beings have feared death. Ancient myths are filled with stories of gods and heroes searching for eternal life. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest written works in history, tells the story of a king's desperate quest to live forever. In China, emperors sent explorers to search for the mythical elixir of life. The philosopher's stone in medieval Europe was said to grant immortality to alchemists who discovered it. And in ancient Egypt, pharaohs built entire pyramids to prepare themselves for eternity. The dream of immortality is as old as humanity itself. But until recently, it has always remained a dream. Why billionaires want to live forever? Fast forward to today, and the richest people on Earth have picked up where emperors and pharaohs left off. Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, they all know one simple truth: money can buy almost anything. Except time. But what if money could buy time? What if technology could extend human life, not just by a few years, but by centuries? For billionaires, immortality is the ultimate prize. It's the power to never lose what they've built. It's the chance to rule their industries forever. And it's the only luxury that money has never been able to buy. So they're funding an arms race, not against each other, but against death itself. The science of beating death. The science of immortality is not just science fiction anymore. Let's break down the main approaches researchers are working on today. Cellular reprogramming. Cells in our bodies grow old, accumulate damage, and eventually stop working. But in 2006, scientist Shinya Yamanaka discovered a way to reset adult cells back into a youthful state. Imagine turning a wrinkled, aged cell into a young, fresh one again. Like turning back the biological clock. Bezos-backed Altos Labs is betting billions on this breakthrough. If perfected, cellular reprogramming could make humans biologically younger, even decades younger. Telomere extension. Every time your cells divide, the protective caps at the ends of your DNA, called telomeres, get shorter. When they become too short, your cells stop dividing, leading to aging. Scientists are experimenting with ways to lengthen telomeres, which could essentially keep cells alive and dividing indefinitely. Stem cell therapy. Stem cells are master cells capable of becoming any other type of cell in the body. By injecting or manipulating stem cells, researchers hope to replace damaged tissues and organs, essentially rebuilding the body from the inside out. Artificial organs and nanotechnology. What happens when parts of the body wear out? Replace them. 3D bioprinting is already being used to grow artificial organs like livers, kidneys, and even hearts. Nanobots, microscopic robots, could one day swim through your bloodstream, repairing cells, clearing blockages, and fighting disease in real time. Cryonics. For those who don't want to wait for science to catch up, there's cryonics, the freezing of bodies immediately after death. Companies like Alcor Life Extension Foundation have already frozen hundreds of clients, including billionaires, in the hope that one day they can be revived when technology advances. Mind uploading and digital immortality. Perhaps the most radical approach is uploading human consciousness into machines. Imagine your brain scanned, mapped, and transferred into a computer. Your body may die, but you, your memories, thoughts, and personality could live on inside a digital world. It's controversial. It raises deep questions about whether a digital copy of you is really you. But for some, this is the future of humanity. The billionaires behind immortality. Let's look at some of the most powerful players in the immortality race. Jeff Bezos funded Altos Labs, focusing on cellular rejuvenation. Elon Musk developing Neuralink, which could eventually merge human consciousness with machines. Larry Page and Sergey Brin, Google founders, launched Calico, a biotech company focused entirely on longevity. Peter Thiel, PayPal co-founder, has invested millions into life extension startups, openly admitting his obsession with defeating death. Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. Through the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, they're funding research into curing all diseases within a generation. These aren't small investments. We're talking billions of dollars, quietly funneled into labs that are rewriting the rules of biology, the ethical dilemma. But here's the dark side of the immortality race: inequality. If billionaires succeed, who will get access to eternal life? The rich or everyone? Imagine a world where the wealthy elite live for centuries while the poor live and die in normal time. The gap between rich and poor would become an abyss. Overpopulation. If people stop dying, but babies keep being born, Earth could face massive overcrowding. Food, water, and resources would become scarcer than ever. Stagnation of power. What happens when leaders never die? Imagine dictators, CEOs, or political rulers clinging to power for hundreds of years. Would society progress or freeze under eternal rulers? Religious and moral questions. Most religions view death as a natural part of existence. If humans remove death, what happens to the meaning of life, the soul, or the afterlife? Would we be playing God or simply evolving beyond our biology? The psychological question. Even if immortality was possible, would we actually want it? Would endless life make us fearless or unbearably bored? Would love and relationships still matter if they could last forever? Would ambition still drive us if we knew we had centuries to achieve our goals? Psychologists warn that immortality could create new forms of depression, existential crisis, or even insanity. Life gets meaning because it ends. If it never ends, does it lose its meaning? Where we are right now. So how close are we to real immortality? Some scientists believe the first humans to live beyond 150 years may already be alive today. Others are far more skeptical, saying aging is too complex to truly cure. But one thing is certain, the race has already begun. Altos Labs raised $3 billion in funding. Cryonics facilities already store hundreds of bodies and brains. Longevity supplements are a booming global industry. For billionaires, this is not a science experiment. It's a personal mission. They are betting that death is optional. The future, as shot to 100, 200 years from now. Let's imagine some possible futures. Scenario 1. Biological immortality. Humans use reprogramming, nanotech, and stem cells to stop aging entirely. People live 200, 300 years in healthy bodies. Death becomes rare, caused only by accidents or disasters. Scenario 2. Digital immortality. People upload their minds into machines. Bodies die, but consciousness survives inside simulations, living in virtual worlds or robot shells. Scenario 3. The immortal elite. Immortality is real, but only for the ultra-rich. Billionaires live forever while ordinary people still die at 80 or 90. Society fractures into mortals and immortals. Scenario 4. Failure. Despite billions spent, death remains undefeated. Humanity learns that immortality is simply not possible. Which scenario will come true? Nobody knows. The race for immortality is happening right now. Billionaires are betting billions on defeating the one enemy that has claimed every human in history: death. But this race raises the biggest questions humanity has ever faced. If we can live forever, who gets to decide who does? What happens to society when death no longer exists? And most importantly, if you were given the chance to live forever, would you take it? The answer to that question may shape the future of humanity itself. This is not just science fiction. This is our future.